Please stand. Please be seated.
Thank you, Tegan. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to the grade 9s as well, who are hopefully watching in their FA groups over in the main building. Can you believe it? We only have 12 days of school left. Isn't that amazing? 12 days of school left to go this term. Festive time upcoming. For whom is Christmas their favourite time of year? Put your hands up. Let's have a look. Quite a number of you out there. Okay, really looking forward to this upcoming moment. And of course, one of the things that we associate so closely with Christmas is all that music, okay, those Christmas songs and that side of things. So we're going to start off today by singing "O Come All Ye Faithful." If you could turn, I'll give you a second to turn in your hymnals to that. It's number 76. If you turn to the back, "O Come All Ye Faithfuls" there. I think perhaps, Ms. Hanson, can we play through a verse and a chorus, just so people can read through the verse, read through the chorus. Most people have probably sung this before or heard it sung before, but I think if we listen to it first, read through, and then we'll stand and we'll get into it. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. I'm standing next to the head of school, Sydney Baller, and I'm glad one of us was hitting those high notes. Yeah, don't know if anyone else found that slightly high to go through, but great hymn, and again, just building into that spirit of Christmas. I know we'll be putting up some decorations over the course of this week. So, something else that's happening today is my middle son's birthday. So Cosmo is 9 years old today. But it's also, we're going to have a couple of presentations today that are to do with the school's birthday, the school's 100-year birthday, okay, the Centennial. And we're going to look at celebrating that in a number of ways. But one such way, and you may have heard a little bit about this already, is through something called the 100 Stories Project. Okay, so there's a website being built which is going to capture a number of different stories. And some of those about the people who have trodden through the history of the school and made impacts in various ways. Others might be to do with particular buildings. There might be something that we can represent through artwork and creatively and that sort of thing. So we're looking to see which students and who might be able to contribute. It's a great time to, as I say, celebrate something that's a significant landmark in the school's history. So we're going to hear from some students today. And firstly, Lucy, Emma, and Jelena are going to come up and let you know what they're doing. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause and welcome them up.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and I'm one of the senior school art captains. I'm Gail. Jelena and I would like to talk to you about an upcoming art project you all to be a part of. So the senior school art classes of QMS, with the help of Miss Anderson, Miss Peterson, Miss Calistro, and Miss Pallister, are working together to create a quilt to celebrate the upcoming 100th anniversary of Queen Margaret School.
Students are learning cross-stitch techniques because we discovered that QMS students in the past years were taught these skills many years ago. Our school archivist, Miss Pallister, has many hand-dyed work pieces that Miss Denny and past QMS students have created. We hope to continue this tradition by turning designs into cross-stitch patterns. This is just one of the kneelers made in the early 30s by Miss Denny. Kneelers were used in chapel many years ago to cushion the knees during prayers. In 1996, as part of the 75th anniversary celebration, one of our alum designed a cross-stitch pattern with a combination image of the chapel and the school crest.
So each student in the senior school art class is going to design a 4 by 4 inch square that will be sewn into a quilt in spring of 2021. We want this quilt to represent the unique and special qualities of Queen Margaret School. Each square will symbolize an aspect of our school culture and community that we are proud to share. We're excited to share this project with you, and we hope you join in. Any student can create their own patch of history to be sewn into our heritage quilt. We've talked to a number of school members, including Ms. Pallister and Ms. Picard, and who've helped us develop a list of themes related to our school identity and history.
For my theme, I chose social studies, which I'm going to create a globe design to symbolize our connections around the world at QMS. This is my second year at the school, and during my first year, I was meeting so many new people from all over the world and getting to know some things about their culture, which was something I never experienced before. At QMS, we all include each other in such a positive way and express our own culture, which brings us all even closer together, which is what the design of the globe means to me.
So anyone who's interested in creating a square for this quilt can see details outside Spurgeon office on the bulletin board. My email address will be there if you have any questions, and I can give you access to our shared documents for this project. We'd love to help you get started, and thank you for listening.
Jelena, Emma, and Lucy, thanks very much. Love that idea of a patch of history and us sort of reflecting a skill that was taught at QMS right from 100 years ago onwards. So great to see. And now I'd like to invite Carrie and Lisa forward to let you know what their plans are. So let's give them a warm welcome too. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Carrie. And my name is Lisa. We are the senior fine art captains. And as this year is the 100 years anniversary for QMS, and we decided to repaint the mural that is up in the Founders Hall. That is the black and white painting of our school founders, Miss Nora Dittney and Miss Dorsey Gagan. And it was painted in the 75th anniversary of QMS. That is like 25 years ago, and the paint was coming off a little bit, so we decided to like put it down and add new layers on as a memorable activity for celebrating the 100 years anniversary.
So now we need some help from you. Carrie and I created a short questionnaire that we'll send to all of you through emails. There are 6 questions in total, and they're related to, for example, how do you think about our school and what does Queen Margaret School means to you, that type of questions. So it will be really helpful for us if you can spend some time and fill the form out. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Carrie and I. Yeah, Carrie and me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carrie and Lisa, for sharing that with us too. Looking forward to seeing those art skills in practice and in work. Thank you to all the students who've shared what's happening or what's going on in certain areas of the school. Hopefully it'll inspire some of you perhaps to share a story of yours, something that happens at the school that you think would be really cool to have that documented and perhaps shared on the website as part of the 100 Stories. So there are lots of opportunities. Speak to your teachers, come and talk amongst yourselves and see if you'd like to contribute something to the Centennial. We'll really look to support you in every way that we can. Something else that's been going on, and I know many of you in the room have been involved in this, but it's that the virtual market that's happening, and I think today is the last day to get your orders in, if that's right. There's a table set up outside Maria Jones's, where Maria Jones sits in Spurgeon there, so have a little look through some of those items, some amazing things that have been made, really cool stuff. Please get in there and order online if you can. I believe 4 p.m. is the cut-off date, okay? And we'll get that message spread out through the school as well. I'm going to hand over to the head of school, Mr. Robertson, who's going to come forward and say a few things. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of good stuff there. So lots to think about. So I have a few thoughts just to add this morning. Before I start, yesterday when I was on my way into work, I heard them say it's the 50th anniversary of the release of Tea for the Tillerman. Does anybody know what Tea for the Tillerman is? Really? Somebody? Does anybody know who Cat Stevens is?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a seminal, that means really important, sort of landmark album that was released in 1970 and is still listened to today. I don't know why it's in my head, but there's a great song in there called Father and Son. I recommend to you if you want to check it out. But I can tell from your body language that who cares? But that's exactly what I want to talk about just for just for a few minutes this morning, and it's body language. Sometimes we're not even conscious what signals we're giving off with our body language. Sometimes we see body language and we make an assumption that it's telling us something, and we could be completely wrong. Because that's the big danger with assumptions, isn't it? That 50% of them are wrong often. So body language can be a little bit tricky. Ironically, when someone is learning to speak in public or wanting to learn something about speaking in public, one of the first things we say to them is the audience is not against you. The audience is actually with you. Generally, the audience wants you to succeed and to do a good job and do well. And yet, ironically, sometimes the audience's body language doesn't tell the speaker that, right? So what I want to just leave you with in terms of a few thoughts that pertain to when you're in class, or when you're in a gathering like this, or even actually just when you're around the school, is what's your body language saying to the people that you're encountering? Starts with the eyes. right? It starts with the eyes because that establishes a contact. When you look someone in the eye, you're actually making a connection with them. Now, if you can follow that with a smile, then you're actually then giving them something. You're giving them a gift, right? Because invariably, when you smile at someone, they smile back at you, don't they? Yeah, they do. Okay. Now, you've got the added challenge in these COVID times of smiling with a mask. But you can do that. You can still tell when somebody's smiling. Why? Because when we're really smiling, we smile with our eyes, not just with our mouth. As Mr. Monroe reminded me this morning, there's a great passage in Roald Dahl, and the Roald Dahl story called Danny, Champion of the World. Does anybody know Danny, Champion of the World? Yeah, a few people. There's a great passage in there where he says, "I was glad my father was an eye smiler. It meant he never gave me a fake smile because it's impossible to make your eyes twinkle if you aren't feeling twinkly yourself. A mouth smile is different. You can fake a mouth smile anytime you want, simply by moving your lips. I've also learned that a real mouth smile always has an eye smile to go with it. So watch out, I say, when someone smiles at you, but his eyes stay the same. It's sure to be a phony." So think about that. Think about that as you give your eye smile. So I want you all just to look at me, smile. Can I see you smiling? Is there anybody that can't see smiling? Okay, perfect, love it. Unless you're sitting right at the wall on that side of the chapel, in which case you're going to turn right, want everybody else to turn left and smile at the first person they see, and say hi. You turned right, turn left. And then turn back, if there's only 3 of you in the row. Yeah. Okay, let's try that once again. Because we're short on numbers today, right? Okay. So turn one way, then turn the other way. So turn and I say hi. Good, we'll figure that out. But the moral of the story is really that the importance of that connection, right? And if we're building community, if we're genuinely building community, and we talk about that here all the time, then to build community, you have to connect with each other. And I know what it's like to be shy. As I told you, maybe I've told you before, I was a really shy kid. Could never have imagined that all these years later I'd spend so much time talking to tons of people. So I understand being shy, but even if you're shy, you can still establish eye contact and you can still smile at people, right? That's that, as I say, that's that really important aspect of building community that often gets overlooked. And in these COVID times, it's probably more important than other times. I mean, pre-COVID and post-COVID, hopefully, but pre-COVID, we would often accompany it with a handshake, maybe even a hug, maybe even a high five. And again, it's just a way of establishing a contact. When I came to Canada in 1986, coming from the stuffy old UK, it was unheard of, or certainly in the schools I was at, it would have been unheard of for somebody like a grade 11 student to do what a grade 11 student did to me. Well, I've been there a month, taught this guy English, and I bumped into him outside the classroom, and he gave me a high five and says, "Come on, Mr. Robertson, lay me on some skin, you the man," you know, and a big high five. And I thought, wow, like, That just would never have happened in the UK. Would that have happened in the UK to you, Mr. Realised then something that was reinforced 1,000 times since then, that why I wanted to embrace this country rather than the stuffy old country that I'd left. So simple message for you this morning, people. Think about engaging eye contact, smiling to people, saying hello to them. That's that all-important interaction. When you're in class, give your speaker something, right? So your speaker being your teacher in that case, your teacher doesn't want to stand there looking out at Mr. and Mrs. Glum, you know, sitting there like that. That's so, like, it's so soul destroying when you're the teacher or you're the speaker and you're getting all that. So, and this speaker is going to give you something, which is a break from listening to him. Thank you.
So this one, the next hymn we're going to sing and that we'll finish on is called Silent Night, and it is typically a bit of a softer hymn. It's up there on the board. It's number 81, and I think if we can, let's try and give it a little bit more, a little bit of oomph, if possible, okay, which will hopefully carry us through. So number 81, Silent Night. Please stand.